Society, Escola and Section 3. 2,000 miles, 10,560,000 feet, 2.5 months, and 76 days. That's how long it took for my parents to walk from their country of Nicaragua to the United States. Those numbers I just said don't represent numbers to me. They represent freedom, life, love, and family. My parents' story is one of thousands and thousands of stories immigrants have about their journey to the United States. These journeys are all different in many ways, but they all have 3 common goals. The goal is to work, the goal to have a better life, and the goal to be a part of this wonderful country we call home. You must support amnesty when the next immigration reform bill is written. The topic of amnesty has been very important not only throughout all of U.S. history, but also throughout our generation. This map I got off census.org shows the immigrants to the United States in 2000 by country of birth. You, the audience, might have family members, or friends, or you yourselves, who are from some of these countries and who, or at one point, were immigrants yourselves. So in a way, we can all relate to this topic. Throughout my speech, I will let you know what amnesty exactly is, the pros and cons of amnesty, and how and who is affected by amnesty. I want to first define what exactly amnesty is. According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, amnesty is the act of authority as a government by which pardon is granted to a large group of individuals. Now, these individuals that I'm going to speak about are illegal immigrants. What amnesty technically means, with correlation to these immigrants, is that if amnesty is granted, then all these illegal immigrants are going to get their citizenship and not be illegal anymore. And obviously, if it is not granted, then they're just going to keep living in this country illegally. Now, the Amnesty International is an organization, obviously international, that just raises awareness about what amnesty exactly is. As you can think, there is a lot of controversy with the topic of either granting amnesty or not granting amnesty, both positive and negative. But right now, I want to focus on the negative. According to the article, most people say illegal immigrants should stay. On the website peoplepress.org, accessed November 30th, 2013, there were about 40 million immigrants in the United States in 2011, and of that total, 11.1 million, or 28%, were living in this country illegally. I know what you're thinking, that is a big number, and yes, that was only 2 years ago, so one can imagine what the number is today. These immigrants come to work, and with that, they're causing employers to, in a way, support breaking the law by hiring them over other Americans. Along with working, these illegal immigrants are not only taking jobs, they're also taking health care and housing away from Americans who already live here. With all this baggage that these immigrants are bringing with them when they come to the United States, one would ask, why should they be awarded with gaining their citizenship by amnesty if they're just breaking the law? Well, I'm going to prove to you why I believe and why you should believe that amnesty should be granted to all illegal immigrants. According to this pie chart done by the Pew Research Center between March 13th and 17th, earlier this year, 43% of the people surveyed believe that all these illegal immigrants should be eligible for citizenship, and 24% believe that they should at least be eligible for permanent residency. If you put those numbers together, 71% of these people surveyed believe that there should be one way for all these illegal immigrants to stay legally. According to Tomiko Stratton and Cindy Page in their 2010 article, Immigrants and the Obstacles to Achievement, many immigrants are negotiating their place in society. They believe in the American dream and struggle with issues of poverty, language, cultural assimilation, and the desire to further their education. If the United States is going to have these ideals called the American dream, then why should we say no to certain people or kick out certain people just because they are trying to live the exact same dream that we all here are trying to live as well? At the moment, my father is back in Nicaragua, and the last time I visited him, he told me that he makes about 19 Cordobas an hour working there. That translates into 76 cents an hour here in the United States. If you lived in Nicaragua or in another poor country and you knew that there was a dream out there you could pursue here in the United States, you would not think twice than to drop everything you had and come to the United States hoping they would welcome you with open arms. In an interview I had with the beautiful woman I call my mother, Marcia Colegiao, she emphasized more on the extremes it took to get to the United States. Now, she didn't focus on the extremes themselves, but the reason that her and like all immigrants go through these extremes. They don't go through all of this trouble and danger just to come to the United States to break the law and be labeled as criminals. They come here for 3 goals: to work, to provide a better life for not only them, but their families, and in the end, gain citizenship. I believe that if an illegal immigrant has lived here for a good amount of time, has paid taxes, and has stayed out of trouble, that should translate into gaining their citizenship. In other words, that should translate into amnesty being granted for all illegal immigrants. In conclusion, every argument, as we know, has 2 sides to it. But I believe that in the argument of either granting amnesty or not granting it, that pro is the way to go. I mentioned throughout my speech what amnesty exactly is, the pros and cons of amnesty, and who and how is affected by amnesty. But I want to leave on one last note. In an immigration reform speech by President Obama on November 25th, 2013, there was a heckler in the audience yelling, "Stop deportation, stop deportation," and urging the president to use his order and halt it. President Obama said, "I respect the passion of these young people, but the easy way out is to yell and pretend I can do something by violating our laws." He then went on by saying, "I'm proposing the harder path, and that requires us lobbying and getting it done." My call to action to all of you is to vote or at least support amnesty in the next immigration reform bill. Now, I'm standing up here trying to take the easy way like this heckler. He was yelling at Obama, and in a sense, I'm here yelling at you. But if we all come together and take the hard path, like President Obama said, then I believe together we can all get this done. Thank you.